195, what is good on the internet and what is good in life, all my friends? So, it's a new year this year, Major League Baseball, opening day, opening weekend, all that good mess. But, how many baseball teams are there around Major League Baseball that can say, oh, with a new year, we also have a new flagship radio station? Now, of course, most teams don't look for that, obviously, during the length of their contracts, but in the case of the Oakland Athletics, it was pretty much done under duress. Their hand was basically forced. So where is this new flagship station for the Oakland A's? Of course, it's already in the title, but just to emphasize, 95.7 The Wolf Country Station, KBWF-FM. How many times is Lew Wolff doing that? Also, funny, of course, that's who the Oakland A's owner is, Lew Wolff, so it's only fitting that he would have his team on a station named after him. Or at least we're led to believe. But the Oakland Athletics have signed a 4-year contract with Entercom Communications as well as with 95.7 The Wolf to air the Oakland A's on that station for the next 4 years up until 2014. Big news in Oaktown, I imagine so. So, with this flagship change, how did this flagship change come about? Well, it came about because the Oakland A's and Lew Wolff were trying to purchase a radio station. I believe the only other two baseball teams that have ownership, either majority or minority, in radio stations are the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim that own a station in the LA Anaheim area at 8:30 a.m. KLAA, which is a sports talker, of course, that is Angels centric. And I believe the San Francisco Giants recently purchased a minority interest in KNBR, of course owned by Cumulus. So those are the only two teams that even have interest in some type of radio stations right now. And the Oakland A's were trying to do the same thing with their former flagship receiver plate Comerica Bank-rolled KTRB 860 AM. And not to be a braggart and a boaster or anything like that, by the way, but there would be the video that I made a while back at the middle of 2010, at the middle of last year, about the station Extra Sports 860 being placed under receivership by Comerica Bank. Anyway, but Extra Sports 860, hand-me-down ragtag sports talk station, because of the station being put under receivership, and was, of course, the flagship of the Oakland A's, and was a station that I believe, once the A's knew that this station was under receivership, I think that the A's had to get out. Either they were going to get out or they were going to buy the radio station. And of course they tried to buy the radio station because of their long history of switching flagship stations. You know, the Oakland A's switch flagship stations on the radio the way Larry Brown treats coaching jobs. One after one after one after one after one after one on the other. Next thing you know, the Oakland A's will be on KDFC, which is now on 90.3. So, the A's looked to buy the radio station, and I don't know how much the dollar amount was exactly, but there was something on the website at the San Francisco Chronicle which said that the A's were even offering double what Comerica Bank and KTRB wanted for the radio station, and that wasn't enough. And then you know, it really came to a head recently over the past week because of recent reports that the A's efforts to buy the radio station were in big time trouble because they wanted even more money because the station was in some big time duty debt. And after that, what happened was that one of the preseason games, the last preseason game, which was at AT&T Park versus the San Francisco Giants, that game was on KYCY. Excuse me, KYCY. Those call letters don't even exist in Oakland anymore. KYCY. They were 1550 KFRC, Oldies channel, True Oldies channel. Also the AM flagship of the Oakland Raiders. So that started speculation that maybe the A's were going over to CBS, and maybe CBS was planning on launching a sports station along with the Oakland Raiders for 105.3, perhaps? An A's Raiders-centric sports talker with both of those flagships locked up, maybe even Stanford as well, and they would launch a sports talker to go against to be a legitimate competitor to KNBR 680. I don't gotta explain what KNBR is, especially if you live in the Bay Area. But after all that, it came down to the wire, and then it broke yesterday through Twitter and through other media reports and through the San Francisco Chronicle that it was indeed the Wolff that landed the rights, and Entercom did, 4 years with the Oakland Athletics. Interesting deal, because normally FM music stations, if they are going to go into a partnership with any type of sports team, you figure it would be a football team, because 162 games, that can be a little bit long, and the program director's probably like, yeah, we love our sports teams, but hey, we got a radio station to run, and we got, we want to do promotions, we want to do contests, we want to do, fan stuff, we want to do all this type of stuff, and we are so busy being saddled by 162 games by a baseball team that we can't necessarily do that. Ask 94.9 The Bull in Atlanta with the Braves when they had the Braves rights in 2007 and 2008. What I am talking about, Holmes. And now the Bull without the Braves is almost near its main competition in the ATL, Kicks 1015, owned by Citadel, soon to be Cumulus. But that's my new name for Citadel. But but 95.7 The Wolff, they got the A's rights, and that's one thing why radio stations, particularly those on the FM side, on the music side of the equation, they're not all too eager to do sports type of, especially Major League Baseball type deals, because of how long that season is. Football gets all of the FM music deals. Look what just happened in Atlanta with Star 94. The Steelers re-upped with 102.5 WDVE, despite being outbid by CBS's 93.7 The Fan. Football gets all the big deals. Baseball's stuck on AM because its season is too long, and PDs and radio operators don't want to take a chance on it. So, what is in the future for all of these parties involved? In the future of the Oakland A's, which hence why I'm wearing green, I once owned a similar jacket that had green and gold on it, but I don't have any gold. But hey, punch me in the face through your computer. But what's in the future for the Oakland Athletics? Certainly they have some radio stability, and I think it's the first that they've had ever since 106.9 and everything that happened there. Free FM, classic hits, KYCY 1550, then they went to 860, then they dumped Michael Savage, flipping to sports, which was stupid, with Savage in their lineup, then they get rid of him, and now everything is gone. I mean, the KTRB website is practically empty. I mean, no sports logos are even present on the website, or even a stream. So they're pretty much done, it looks like. As far as the A's are concerned, they get some radio stability. Certainly, you would think more than they had at a KTRB or at KFRC when it was a Hot Talker Free FM, and even later on as a classic hit station, as a revamped classic hit station from the old KFRC days. I don't know much about the old KFRC. You guys would be able to tell me more about that. But the Oakland A's certainly have more stability right now at this radio station, and Radio Insight made a pretty good point about this. Because Entercom, with their move into San Francisco at 102.1 at the whole KDFC stuff, at the KDFC classical station moved over to 93, they have more of an incentive now in the future to perhaps launch a sports station on their own at 95.7, perhaps, especially if the Wolff keeps on tanking in the ratings as they have. I mean, they're only at a 1-1, so 95.7 the Wolff has to do something to give them notoriety, because the Wolff's majestic howl that they talk about before these stations launch, as a maggot or something is trying to get into my computer. The Wolff's howl in San Francisco has been more of a whimper, and even somewhat of a referendum on country music in the Bay Area. They've done nothing, so they had to do something that would give the station the biggest piece of notoriety radio-wise outside of the San Francisco Bay Area since they launched in 2007 and replaced Variety Hits Max FM at 95.7. That format change, you can check that out at formatchange.com. They had to do something to give that station a boost. As for 95.7, you know, as I said, it gives the station certainly a lot of notoriety around the country and around radio heads like my dumb self. But who knows? We could be seeing the Wolves' last days in San Francisco as Entercom. You know, they got the Sharks, they got the at 102.1, and now they got the A's. Who knows? Radio Insight made this point. Possible sports talker maybe in the future. 95.7 The Game, 95.7 the Fan. They can't use Ticket because I believe that's already on 1050, but certainly they can use some type of sports-centric branding, maybe even Fox 95.7, since if they were to launch a sports talker in there, it would most likely be a Fox affiliate. Who knows, maybe they pick up the Fox affiliation on a KBR after Extra Sports goes away, because that looks like it's going to be the end of Extra Sports, and it looks like, but because the A's were looking to buy the station, now they don't have to worry about that anymore, because woohoo, we're on 95.7, and the other prospective buyer for the station looked to be an ethnic or even a religious purchaser or a religious suitor for that particular outlet. Biggest notoriety that they've had ever since getting the A's, and certainly since firing Michael Savage. He probably could buy the station for all we know. So what do you think of this? Opening day, new flagship for the A's on 95.7 The Wolf. All regular season games, Chris Townsend, Ray Fosse, Ken Korach, the whole deal. They're going to be there too, so nothing's changing about the on-air personalities, who's calling the games, the pregame show, 1 hour and 30 minutes, postgame 1 hour. Are you happy about this, that the A's are on a big-time, powerful FM stick that covers a big portion of Northern California? Or are you a country music fan? Or are you simply a little PO'd that now, in between listening to your Taylor Swift and your Carrie Underwood and your Carrie Chesney, I'm hearing Trevor Cahill strike guys out on the radio? What is this? Is this a sports station? Or I thought this was a country station. Where's my damn country? So, rate, comment, react, reply. As always, ignore my girly voice. I'm just one guy talking about nothing. I want to hear from you. Opening day, new flagship at 95.7. Until next time, LI495. See you on the internet someplace, maybe even by the bay.